So if you have used any modern iPhone, chances are you would have noticed they all have a notch. And the reason most people would say they have a notch is because it's there to house the Face ID sensors. Well, they are right. Now, if this was introduced last year or this year, we could say that Apple is trying to progress towards a bezel-free iPhone. The notch came out with the iPhone 10 in 2017 and it's still there with us with the iPhone 12 Pro in 2020. But why? Let me explain. But before that, if you like the intro of this video and you want to listen to that song, take a look at it right here. And if you want dynamic wallpaper on your iPhone, take a look at it right here. So hey guys, this is Sankyu, and if you are new to this channel, you know what to do. Get subscribed and let's get started. Also, after you're done with that, make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. If you have been following Apple leaks for a long time, you will know that there's been rumors that Apple will shrink the notch. I mean, it's been there since 2018. They were like, they're going to shrink the notch. It never happened. We got the iPhone XS with the same size notch. Same thing in 2017. They were like, they're going to shrink the notch. Again, iPhone 11 came with the same size notch. And again in 2020, it was heavily rumored that they're going to shrink the notch. iPhone 12 Pro came with a big notch. Same thing. Now the competition in 2017 was like this. They had bezels, except for a few. So Apple wanted to change the market by bringing a bezel-free phone. Well, technically the iPhone X wasn't a bezel-free phone, but they tried their best. Although the notch wasn't a new thing in smartphones, the Essential phone was one of the first phones to get a notch. But the iPhone X was so successful, it made the competitors literally copy their design. So every brand except for Samsung had a phone with the same size notch as the iPhone X. Now you can't pass the notch as a revolutionary design or a standout feature, it's just there to house the Face ID sensors. The manufacturers though, they copied it for the sake of copying the design. They never implemented Face ID till now in their notched phones. But as soon as these notched phones came into the market, the manufacturers understood that they could shrink the notch and market them as having a smaller notch than the iPhone X. But as time went by, we definitely saw good designs in the Android side. We saw phones with water drop notches or even hole punch notches. Some took it to an extent by making a pop-up camera system or even embedding the camera into the display. The ZTE phone, by the way, which got released recently, was the inspiration for this video. Now with all this progression in the Android side, why hasn't Apple shrunk the notch? We can't really say Apple hasn't cared much about the competition. In fact, they have. If they hadn't, we would have been stuck with the phone which still looks like the iPhone 8. But of course we don't, and we know that Apple has responded to the competition. That's the reason why we got the ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 11, we got the iPhone SE, we got night mode on the iPhones, and finally, the biggest thing, 5G.
5G, 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 5G.
To 5G, or 5G, 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 or 5G, 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 5G ultra wideband, or 5G, 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 5G.
And other smaller aspects that made the iPhone a better device now. But why? A simple thing. It just works. Now, mind you, this is Apple's motto, by the way. It just works. If you see, if the iPhone X had a notch and Apple decided to shrink the notch in 2018 and shrink it even more in 2019 and make a hole punch design in 2020, we would have fragmentation. And we all know that Apple hates fragmentation. They like to have consistency between all their devices. You see, from the first iPhone till the iPhone 8, we had almost the same design. A top bezel and a bottom bezel housing the home button. Well, the reason being consistency. It would look the same across all the devices. Anything, from an app to a UI update to everything, they would look the same. With the introduction of the iPhone X, Apple started to change their strategy by having two different looks to their iPhones. The standard one and the new notch styled one. If they shrink or do something weird to the notch, we would have these consequences. It would mess up the consistency between iOS devices. it would mess up the developer's side, and finally it would introduce fragmentation in the software. So in conclusion, we should be happy with Apple's notch. And the rumors of shrinking notch will never end. In fact, I'm telling you, we are going to get a rumor right around 2021 where they're going to be like, Apple is going to shrink the notch again. Trust me, it's not gonna happen. So be happy with your iPhone 12 Pro Max because they're not gonna shrink the notch for at least 5 to 6 years. So that's it for this video. Make sure to drop a like and comment down below anything you have to say about the iPhone's notch, whether you like it or hate it. And finally, make sure to subscribe to see some more in-depth analysis videos like this. This is Thank You and I'm signing off. This is the last video of 2020. Peace.